there. This is Leah Waters, soon to be Leah Miller. You work with my future husband, Trevor Miller. I just wanted to reach out and thank you again for agreeing to give the guest of honor speech at our wedding. To think the CEO of the company my husband works at would be in attendance, let alone agree to give a speech. We are so excited for you to come. My husband has told me so much about you already. He always says how you're caring and smart and always know just how to make a situation go your way. As his wife, I cannot wait for the day when I finally get to meet you in person.
Huh?
After all, my husband, Trevor, is just a low-ranking employee at your company. So for the CEO to take the time out of his schedule to come to our lucky day must mean he's a valuable asset. He must really do good work if you are close enough to him to give a speech at his wedding. Wait, I just realized. Does that mean he's kind of like a rising star at work? As his soon-to-be wife, it is my duty to stick by his side no matter what. But I must admit, it would be nice to see him get a promotion or two.
Can we back up a minute?
Our futures are in your hands. Not only his, but mine too. If you catch my drift.
How so?
I guess you could call it fate we ended up around the same circles. Maybe when you have some free time, we could get to know each other a little better. It could be just the two of us if my husband is busy at work even. I've won beauty pageants all throughout middle school and high school. So at least if we have nothing to talk about over lunch, you'd at least have something nice to look at. Don't worry, I'm more than just my looks though. I have other talents as well. For example, I know how to keep a secret.
Okay, I'm sorry. Leah? I'm just sitting here reading through all of this thinking, what are you talking about? Out of nowhere, I start getting a bunch of weird texts from an old classmate. I am utterly bewildered right now.
A what? An old classmate?
Yeah, a long time no see, or talk, I guess. I'm Paige. Paige Shepherd. We went to high school together. Do you remember me?
What? Paige? Pizza face Paige? I must have the wrong number. What a cruel world we live in for me to have to sit here talking to you again.
Please never call me that again. We're not in high school anymore. Also, you messaged me. No one is making you talk to me.
I obviously didn't mean to. I was looking for the CEO of my husband's workplace. What kind of sick joke is this that I ended up going to you instead?
Excuse me?
I asked my husband what his boss's number was. I thought I put it in right. The messages went through, so I thought I was talking to him. So why did it send my messages to someone else? Not to mention that of all the people in the world they could have gone to, they went to an old high school nobody.
Are we done here?
God, my husband. Can he do anything right? How could he get his own boss's phone number wrong? Now because of him, I look ridiculous.
Why are you pushing the blame onto him? You're the one who's been sending me all of these crazy texts. You're also the one being aggressive, calling me a nobody. You're making yourself look ridiculous.
Shut up, nobody! Well, I guess this is a kind of fate, too. I guess while I've got you here, I might as well let you in on how my life's been going. Once a loser, always a loser, after all. You probably have nothing going for yourself, so I'll tell you what it's like to have a life.
Huh?
As you probably know, I'm planning a wedding. We already signed the marriage certificate last week, so we're technically already married, but we're going to have a big, expensive wedding for our friends and family in a couple of weeks. My fiancé is an elite worker of a large corporation. Great salary. A man truly worthy of me. He's the most successful one out of all the employees the company hired around that time. Of course, we have tons in savings. He is the future of the company, and he's the greatest husband in the world.
Sounds like a really great guy.
Sure is. He's so great. You don't have a chance getting a man like him in your entire life. Also, the venue for the wedding is the most extravagant place I've ever seen. And he's such an important part of the company that the CEO of the corporation will stop everything he's doing just to be there for us.
Ah, I see. That's why you've been talking about a guest of honor speech.
A wedding with a great man and great guests. Talk about an impossible dream for a nobody like you.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I haven't had anything that romantic happen in my life as of yet.
I knew you'd still be single. Ha! I guess that was to be expected, though, right? After all, you have so many pimples that everyone started calling you Pizza Face Paige. Ha ha! You probably haven't changed a bit. Still the ugly loser you've always been.
Well, I don't know if I go quite that far. My childhood acne already went away. Also, I told you to stop calling me that. There's no point in stirring up old high school drama. Can we just act like adults here?
It doesn't matter how adult we get, or how old we are. You are, and forever will be, Pizza Face Paige. Okay. Sorry for the wrong number. Bye-bye.
Sorry to text you after work hours, boss. There's just something I want to make sure of. Did you happen to get any rude text from my fiancé today? She told me about some really awful text she sent earlier, and I just wanted to make sure they weren't to you. Yep, she did. Trust me, I wish she hadn't, but I got each and every single one of them. Out of nowhere, she just started sending me the most unbelievable things. Oh dear God, no. What is her problem? I had some hope you might not have seen those texts, because she was talking crazy. Something about me messing up my own boss's phone number. No such luck, I see. No luck for either of us, you could say. Sorry, I'm just ranting at this point. I am so sorry for what she said. It doesn't even matter if you agreed to give a speech at our wedding. To think she would reach out to my boss and text them so casually. Even that alone is bad enough. Not to mention what she actually ended up saying. I promise I'm going to have a serious talk with her about the gravity of the situation she's put us all in. You don't need to do that. Don't worry about it. She seemed so happy knowing her husband's boss was coming to her wedding. She just couldn't contain her excitement, so she reached out. I understand. You don't have to worry about whatever position she put you in. I'm more than mature enough to be able to let this one slide. Oh my God, thank you so much. I was about to have a heart attack from all this stress. I never would have given her the number if I knew she would have said those things. At first, I told her she could just text you with my phone if she really wanted to thank you. But she said she needed to talk to you privately. She said she wanted to make sure you didn't say certain things during the speech or something. It didn't totally make sense to me at the time. We're usually very open with each other, so it bothered me that she was being so cryptic. But I trusted her enough not to say the kinds of things she ended up saying. By the way, it doesn't seem to have occurred to her that I might be the company's CEO. So, to avoid any unnecessary embarrassment, let's just forget this ever happened, shall we? What? What do you mean it didn't occur to her that you're the CEO? Who else did she think she was talking to? She was texting the number I told her was my boss's. I think she has an assumption that all CEOs are men. She kept referring to the CEO as him. So I don't think it even occurred to her that I am the boss around here. That's probably why she assumed you had given her the wrong number. Oh, is that why? I had no idea what she was talking about. Not that that makes it any better. That's sexist of her to assume the CEO is a man. She just thought you couldn't be the CEO because you're a woman? I never would have expected that from her. It's fine, really. I don't care. In my line of work, you have to deal with those kinds of biases and side comments all the time. I'm a lot tougher than I was back in high school. Those kinds of small things don't bother me anymore. Never mind that, though. You have a wedding to worry about. Good luck with everything. I'll see you there. I'll make sure not to embarrass you too badly with my guest of honor speech. Much obliged. I can only imagine some of the things you might say. Whatever you do, don't tell them about the time I fell asleep on my first day on the job. I was exhausted and technically still on my break for another 22.5 seconds, according to my calculations. But yeah, I trust you to make the best speech. You always do. Thank you for agreeing to still do it despite everything.
You have a lot of nerve showing up at my wedding, pizza face Paige. I don't want your dirty pimples ruining my amazing venue. What are you trying to do? Spread your acne to everyone else here?
Seriously?
Would you give me a break already? How dare you crash my luxurious wedding just because you're jealous of everything I have and you don't? If you don't want me calling security, you better get out of here before they show up. Nobody. No one wants you here, pizza face Paige.
Hold on a sec. I actually do have an invitation. That's why I was even let into the venue in the first place.
Oh, really? Is that how you interpreted my text the other day?
Huh?
I didn't think I'd need to say this, but the only reason I texted you the other day was because I thought you were someone else. The messages just so happened to go to you instead of to my husband's boss. That's all. Oh my god, you poor little thing. Don't even tell me. I hope you didn't take my messages as a sign I wanted to become friends. Did you really think those messages were an invitation to my wedding? How desperate can you be? It's bad enough you're that ugly, but now you have the intellect to match?
Excuse me?
Why would I invite you here? We just happened to be in the same classes throughout middle school and high school. We weren't even friends then, so why are you here? Go home.
Listen, I know you like to spam me with multiple messages so I don't have time to even get a sentence in. But can I talk now? I'll say it again, just so we're on the same page. I really did get an invitation to your wedding. So you can say,
I didn't invite you.
or go home until you're blue in the face. But are you sure you really want me to leave? I just want to make sure I'm totally getting you.
Obviously, I did not invite you. Huh. Who would want your ugly pimple face making their important day uglier? Don't even try to act holier than thou just because we grew up. People don't change. You do not belong at a wedding this beautiful.
Oh, I don't belong.
Nobody asked for a nobody. Go home. This is my important day. You're in the wrong face at the wrong time.
Okay, well, I guess your guest of honor speech is canceled then.
What?
If you want me gone, fine. I'll leave right here and now. Just make sure to adjust everyone's program for today's reception. Good luck explaining to all your guests why there's no speech.
I have no idea what you're talking about. Why would the guest of honor speech be canceled just because you left? You have no right to decide what does or does not happen at my wedding. This has nothing to do with you. Stop being so random and weird.
You still don't get it, do you? I was supposed to give the guest of honor speech. I am the guest of honor. I am the CEO of your husband's company.
What? That is the most ridiculous thing I have ever heard. You're a CEO? You?
Yep, sure am. The very same girl you used to always call Pizza Face Paige in middle school and high school. I never would have imagined the wife of one of my employees would be the Leah Waters. Miracles really do exist.
Are you joking? I don't believe a word of this. Don't go around telling people lies about making it in life. Not that anyone would believe you anyway. Women shouldn't even be running companies. That's a man's job. There's no way anyone would let you be the boss.
Really?
You're Pizza Face Paige, after all. You had so many pimples back in school that people actually used to laugh at how ugly you were. You were the laughingstock of the school. Who would believe you turned that around and became a CEO?
It's called childhood acne for a reason. And it doesn't matter what clique you were allowed in school. Anyone can become a CEO. You probably don't remember how much effort I started putting into my schoolwork.
No.
Everyone thought you were so beautiful back then. You practically ran the school. People you liked were popular. People you didn't like were social outcasts. Fortunately and unfortunately for me, you essentially hated me, so I didn't have any social life. So I took all my free time and studied. While you and your friends skipped class, went to parties, and attended all the school sporting events, I was studying. I was being diligent. I was actually doing my homework. Thanks to you, I worked hard enough to be able to take over my uncle's business and become CEO.
Your uncle's business?
I always looked up to my uncle when I was growing up. I always told him I would work hard so I could take over the company after he retired. It was all thanks to my hard work over the years that I was able to make it here. Now I work hard so my employees can follow in my footsteps.
You're not serious, are you?
The last CEO, my uncle, always took such great care of his employees and treated them like family. That's why whenever any of them had a wedding or anything, he always made sure to send a gift no matter how high up the corporate ladder they are. And if they invited them to their wedding, it didn't matter when or where he was. He'd be there. I really admire that about him, so I've carried on the tradition after he retired. It doesn't matter who it is. If one of my employees invites me to their wedding, I'm going to go.
So, what? Trevor's not the future of the company like I thought he was? You didn't agree to come because of how important he is. You would have come regardless of who it was that invited you?
Of course. I've probably been to about 10 weddings now since I took over this position. I do value Trevor as an important part of our company, but he's no more important than anyone else.
Oh my god! This is not how I wanted today to go! First you tell me you really are the CEO. Now you're telling me my husband's not the rising star of the company like I thought he was? You, of all people, pimple-ridden, pizza-face Paige!
Again with that name. But yeah, our school years together really were the worst years of my life. No matter how good my grades were and how hard I studied, I could never get away from you always hunting me down, screaming out, "Pizza-face Paige!" down every hall I walked through. Chasing me until a teacher stopped us, telling me you'd pop my pimples for me. I still remember that time you went into the janitor's closet, found a filthy water-filled bucket, and held me down while you wiped my face with the dirty washcloth that was in it. Do you have any idea how embarrassing that was for me? Gross, too.
What? Did I do something like that?
Okay, how about this one then? Do you remember the first time you signed me up for the school beauty pageant against my wishes? I remember you said,
"If you're in the running, there's no way I'd lose. Ha ha ha." Oh yeah.
So you wrote my name down on the sign-up sheet to make a fool out of me. Then I had to get up on stage and go through that horrible humiliation. Do you even remember how many times you did that to me in middle school and high school? Of course you won them all, Leah. You had all your friends enter alongside you and intentionally mess up so you would look good. If anyone outside of your friend group would try to enter, you'd start torturing them too. Everyone knows they were rigged from the start.
Well, yeah, but we didn't mean anything by it.
One day I hope you realize it doesn't matter what your intentions are. When you continually hurt somebody, they don't remember you for your intentions. Well, I guess I'll be off now since that's what you told me to do. Enjoy your amazing wedding with your amazing husband. Feel free to keep the wedding gift I got you, since it's already wrapped and paid for. Hey, boss. I know now might not be a great time, but words cannot express how sorry I am for the things my wife has said to you. At this point, it doesn't even matter anymore whether or not she knows you are my boss. To chase you away from the wedding as if you're a wedding crasher? Don't worry about it, Trevor. Really. She didn't chase me away as her husband's boss. She chased me away as an old classmate she didn't get along with. That's all. You have nothing to apologize for. I promise you. You were classmates? Why didn't you get along? We just happened to be in the same classes throughout all of middle school and high school. It's just unfortunate that we did not get along at all. My entire student life, Leah treated me like dirt, bullying me for being ugly and having childhood acne. She made my life a living nightmare. Everywhere I went and everything I did, I was met with ridicule either by her or by one of her friends trying to curry favor with her. What? She singled you out like that? What kinds of things would she do? Was it mostly physical or mental abuse? Since she's your wife, you must have heard her boast several times by now about her pride and joy. All those beauty pageant trophies she's won. Yeah, of course. She still has a shrine dedicated to them in our bedroom. Why? That's because her competition was a girl like me with acne that she strong-armed into joining against her will. She had so much influence in our school, she only let people she could beat enter the competition. So of course she won them all. Are you kidding me? Do you have any idea how many times she's told me stories about those pageants? So, they were all just rigged, essentially. That's incredible. I never would have known. You know, I never said anything, but I always thought it was kind of odd that she was so popular and well-liked in high school, but isn't in touch with any of her former classmates anymore. Not a single one. She was popular in the sense that there would be consequences for anyone who spoke ill about her. Like I said, if she didn't like you, you were labeled a loser or a nobody. She doesn't seem to like me anymore now that we're both adults either. She almost word for word said today, "No one wants you here, ugly." So I guess I'm leaving. I'm sorry for telling you all these things on what's supposed to be one of the happiest days of your life. Also, I'm sorry I won't be able to deliver the guest of honor speech like I promised you. Don't even mention it. You have absolutely nothing to apologize for. I'm the one who should be apologizing. My wife is going to hear an earful about this one. Come what may, if she wants this marriage starting off on the right foot, expect to receive a full apology from her in the coming days. Hey, while you're at it, could you tell her about a little thing called morality? Also, I don't know if I'm saying this too late, but I hope you signed a prenup. What do you mean? I mean, she shouldn't be inviting men who are not her husband to go dine with her while you're at work. You might want to let her know that that kind of thing is wildly inappropriate, or it might cause even more trouble for you in your new marriage. What is that supposed to mean? Did that happen? Did she tell you that? If there's anything you think I should know before her and I get too far into this, please let me know now. I'm sorry I haven't said something about this sooner. I was really torn about it. My heart told me to say something, but my brain couldn't see past my own bias, I guess. I can't hide the fact that I don't have a high opinion of her. But I do have a high opinion of you, and I don't want my personal feelings about her to get in the way of your relationship. You know what I mean? I guess you could say I didn't think it was my place to say anything, given our history. Anyway, you've asked, so here goes. Well, when she first contacted me before the wedding, before she realized who I was, she thought I was a male in a position of power. Before I had even said hello to her, she started sending me suggestive texts about us going to get a bite to eat while you're still at work. She said, and I quote, I guess you could call it fate we ended up around the same circles. Maybe when you have some free time, we could get to know each other a little better. Love heart. OMG. Oh, it didn't end there. Trust me, I wish it had. I won beauty pageants all throughout middle school and high school. So at least if we have nothing to talk about over lunch, you'd at least have something nice to look at. Winky face, love heart. Don't worry, I'm more than just my looks though, winky face. I have other talents as well. For example, I know how to keep a secret. Love heart. I couldn't believe how confidently she invited me out like that. Before she even knew who I was. I can't believe this is happening. How could she ask out her husband's boss like that? I'm lost for words. Well, good luck with that. I genuinely hope the best for you, Trevor. Again, I'm sorry I didn't say something before today. I'll see you at work next week, okay? Enjoy your time off till then. And again, these are all things your new bride is doing. You are not at fault. You've done nothing wrong, you hear me? I understand that, and I promise not to let it affect our standing at work if you don't. I hope you two have a great time at what I could clearly see was a very expensive wedding.
What have you done? Trevor called off our wedding because of you. He's even talking about us getting a divorce. What are you trying to do? Ruin everything in my life? How jealous can you possibly be to be so cruel?
That's got nothing to do with me. All I did was go home like you told me to. I'm not responsible for whatever fallout occurred because of that.
How dare you? You're the one who actually left and made things turn out the way they did. So I'd say it kind of does have something to do with you?
Nope. It doesn't have a single thing to do with me. Because you are the sole cause of your wedding being canceled and your marriage ending in divorce.
Excuse you? How am I at fault? Don't act all high and mighty just because you're a CEO now, pizza face Paige.
You really can't help yourself, can you?
It doesn't matter how much money or status you have now. You're still the same nobody loser you always were. You can never escape your past as the pimple-ridden laughingstock of school. You never have any hope of beating me in life. So don't try to start drama in other people's lives to try and bring them down to your level.
I should be the one telling you not to act high and mighty. Leah, please don't see me as that same little girl who would always do as she's told. We're not in school anymore. You're not the popular girl anymore. And society does not bend to your every beck and call. You are right about one thing. I can never escape my past. But I can learn to live with it. And I can do my best today. That's a little something called character development. It comes hand in hand with growing up. I took my skincare regimen seriously since adulthood, and don't have a single pimple anymore. Then I became a CEO and directly oversee your husband. Not to mention, our company also has a close partnership with the company your parents work at.
Really? You're serious? My parents?
Your parents do work at Cyan Industries, right? We're actually their largest trade partner. Didn't you know that? Your father is actually my main business contact there. He handles all of our business deals together. We do business together all the time.
What? No way! You're lying. I would have heard about this by now. You're trying to tell me you know my parents?
I never said anything to your parents about it since it's not work-related. But they have mentioned you when they said they had a daughter around my age, and how amazing and professional they think I am for being in the position I am now, despite how young I am. You know, now that I think about it, maybe it's you who has no chance beating me in life. First, your husband tells you he's going to get a divorce. Then your parents say they're going to disown you. You've got it pretty rough.
Disown me? They never said that. They would never say that.
You can claim that as much as you'd like, but I actually ran into them on my way out the door. They ran over to me to exchange pleasantries. They both dress up so well, and were positively beaming with excitement over your marriage. They asked if I had met you yet, which is when I finally told them about our past together. They were listening very intently the entire time.
Oh.
I told them the reason I was leaving so suddenly, and everything about what their daughter said to me. At first, they were hesitant to believe it, but the texts kind of speak for themselves, don't they? I wonder what they're going to say to you next time they see you.
OMG! 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 My parents have been calling me nonstop. They've been texting me nonstop too. They want to know what's happening and for me to explain everything. They must have already talked to Trevor by now.
I think it's great that after all the evidence they've seen, they still want to hear your side of the story. They really are great parents. They probably want to give everyone an equal say before making any permanent decisions. Be sure to keep your composure when you tell them everything from your side. About how the classmate you used to torture became the head honcho of the large corporation your entire family deals with. But without even realizing that, you called her all the worst things, from a nobody to a loser to ugly to pizza faced, etc., etc., etc. Despite all the chances she gave you to move past everything like adults, you kept saying things like, "People can never change," or "You can't escape the past." Be sure to also tell them that despite the fact that you love to talk down to other people, the only one who hasn't changed since high school, Leah, is you. You can't escape the past. You still think yourself is the center of the universe. You don't even realize that no one else is by your side because you've pushed them all away.
I can't tell them anything.
I don't care what you can or cannot tell them. It's not my problem anymore. You are not my problem anymore. Anyway, I've got a lot of paperwork to do, so I'll stop responding now.
What? You have to help me! We were close once. You can't just abandon me in my time of need. I'm sorry if you ever took my jokes the wrong way. I never meant to make you feel like we weren't friends.
We just happened to be in the same class. We were never even friends. Those are messages you sent me today. Why would I feel any sort of obligation to help you? Besides, I don't know if I would call a mean girl-victim relationship to be close.
Because...
Listen, Leah, I'm done. I have said all I needed to say, and I have heard more than I ever wanted to hear from you. I have more important things to be doing than to entertain your vanity any longer. I moved around my entire schedule to be at your wedding today. Now I've got a lot of things to catch up on. And with that, I bid you farewell, Leah Miller. Actually, I guess I should call you Leah Waters, since that's going to be your name again soon. With their wedding canceled, Leah's parents confronted her to hear her side of the story. I'm told they were as white as banshees listening to their daughter whine about how unfair everything is. My favorite part was when Trevor told me Leah's parents audibly gasped when they heard her call me pimple-popping pizza-face Paige. I also heard that they finalized their divorce immediately following the wedding. After that, Leah was told by her parents not to ruin their lives along with hers. Of course, her parents are doing well. We've been working even closer ever since. They almost treat me like their own daughter at this point. Leah was thrown out of their home, not surprisingly, and she actually tried to come looking to me for help, of all people. She's apparently been asking around for me, trying to arrange a face-to-face meeting. For a while, she did try messaging me directly, but I blocked her number after the first couple of attempts. She's also banned from our company's premises. It was admittedly a guilty pleasure watching her be escorted out by security after she threatened to do the same at her wedding. She's even trying to reach out to our other classmates to try and get back in their good favors, but all of them seem to be turning her away too. Saying something along the lines of, "We're adults now. You're only talking to us because you want something. Stop bothering us and leave us alone." No one, to my knowledge, has given her the time of day. Even the so-called friends she used to have in high school only remember her now as the bossy, stuck-up girl that always used to talk down to them. I guess she's not so popular anymore. I will hand it to her. She has taught me one thing. I guess people really do change, and not always for the better. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please consider hitting the like button. Subscribe for more stories like this. See you next time.
How do you explain yourself, Brittany? Just who do you think you are? Do you think I'd just let this slide?
What are you talking about? What did I do? Cynthia, you can't just ask questions like that without telling me what's going on.
Cameron asked me if I could start giving him an allowance like I did when he was younger. Do you know anything about this?
So that's what this is all about? I think I know what's going on. There's a good reason why he's asking you for money.
You don't have to tell me. I already have an idea what's going on. You're taking advantage of Cameron and you won't let him have any say in your finances. I know that Cameron doesn't have much of a spine, but you can't just do this to him.
That's not what I've been doing at all.
Don't try to fool me. I'm good at picking up all these kinds of tricks. I'm not gonna just stand by while you try to get to do whatever you please.
I know you care about your son, but you need to hear my side of the story too.
Don't start acting like the victim of the story. You do love to spin the facts. Are you saying that you'll be able to explain yourself without lying to get your way?
I can explain everything if you can just give me the chance to. Can you listen to what I have to say? I think even you will be able to understand.
If you really think you can show me what's going on, I'll let you try. But if I don't believe you, or you try to mislead me, I'm not letting you off the hook. Got it?
That's fine. Just please try to see things from my point of view. This isn't going to be easy to hear, but I'd be grateful if you don't take your son's side without hearing what I have to say. The truth is that Cameron hasn't been spending his money wisely recently.
That's it. That's why you asked me for money. Are you telling me that there's nothing else to the story?
It's really all there is to the story. Cameron has a bad habit of wasteful spending. I've told him that if he keeps this up, I'm going to have to cut off his money supply until he stops. I told him this plenty of times, but he still kept doing the same things over and over. I didn't want it to come to this, but I can't let him spend all of our money on things we don't need. I had to cut him off before he caused more damage to our finances.
That's the cause of all this.
I know it's not what you want to hear, but it's the truth. It's not easy to hear about your son in a negative light, but it's just something I had to do. If Cameron starts trying to fix his bad habits, then we could try to make things go back to normal.
I think you've got the wrong idea with this.
Oh, is that so? I thought you wouldn't like to hear this. I was painting Cameron in a bad light, so I thought you'd be upset to hear about this. I'm glad you were able to understand.
That's not what I mean. I'm saying that you cutting off his money doesn't make any sense at all. Sure, he might like to spend a bit, but why on earth would you just stop giving him money like that?
I don't know what you want me to say, but I can't let him spend all our money.
Do you see how crazy your way of thinking is? I knew that you were strict with him, but this is going too far. You really are just using him, aren't you? How do you sleep at night when you use Cameron like this?
Can't you see the problem here? His spending is something I can't ignore. If he were to keep this up, it'd stunt our financial flexibility in the long term. This issue has a lot at stake. I can't let Cameron do what he wants when there's too many risks.
This is just silly. Just because he likes to spend doesn't mean you have to do this to him. You make enough money, don't you? Can't you allow him to have some fun every once in a while? He can't be spending that much that would cause any actual consequences.
That's the thing, though. It is to the point where I can't just leave it alone. If I were to do nothing, it would only get worse and worse. There's no room left in my budget to give him any more without putting our future at risk.
Then why don't you just make changes to your budget? There's gotta be room for improvement.
I'm already doing my best. There's not much I can change.
I don't really care about what your best is. There's always things you can change. I don't want your budgeting causing problems for my son. If you were to just try a little harder, you could always find a way. So don't withhold money from Cameron because you can't find a way to make it work. You should send him his money right away, honestly.
Even if you say that, there isn't any money I have to send him. There's nothing I can do about this.
What about your food budget? You could always cut back. Just send him something already. He deserves to have something. Take out a loan if you have to.
Do you realize what would happen if I were to send him the money for our food budget? We wouldn't have anything to eat. I can't cut off our food supply. I don't think you want your son to starve either. This isn't an option I can take.
Then I guess you'd better head to the bank and take out a loan. That solves everyone's problems, doesn't it?
I don't need any more money problems right now. It'd only cause more stress if I had to worry about paying back a loan. I'm not doing that.
Where do you get off? I don't want to hear your complaining when I'm the one helping you here. There has to be something from your budget that you can change. And don't make Cameron suffer because of this either. Make sure he's happy with your choices too. You're the cause of this problem, so it's only fair that you take care of this. Don't forget that.
How could you say that? Don't you think your interpretation of this whole situation is a bit biased?
I'm using common sense with this. It's only fair that Cameron gets to live the same way he was used to growing up. Just because you can't keep up with the bills doesn't mean Cameron deserves to put up with it.
I know that you and I have different situations, but will you at least treat me like a person and not like a nuisance?
I am treating you like a person, but I'm not going to let you off the hook because you're not as successful as us. You should slave away if it means Cameron will be happy.
Are you saying you think of me as a slave? I've been working hard enough as it is for things to work out between Cameron and I. Why don't you see me as family?
Don't think because you married my son that you get a free pass into the family. The fact that you thought I'd accept you just for marrying Cameron shows how you're in the wrong in this. It's unreasonable to think I'd just take you in as one of us when you don't put in the effort. I'm not treating someone like you like family until you prove yourself.
Then what do I need to do to be accepted by you? What's it gonna take?
First of all, I want someone who's a college graduate. Someone without a degree doesn't deserve my son. On top of that, I want them to work at a prestigious company with a good position. I'd also prefer if their parents were rich as well. I only want the best when it comes to family. I don't like accepting anything less. I also want someone who listens to my advice and doesn't talk back to me.
I know to you it doesn't seem like I listen to your advice, but I'm trying to respect your opinions as my mother-in-law. But you know that I can't fulfill those other criteria. It's just not something I can change.
Then don't expect to be accepted as family in my eyes. How do you think I'd accept you when you can't even fulfill the things I wanted most in Cameron's wife? If you want things to get better, I'd suggest trying to listen to my ideas and put forth more of an effort.
What do you have in mind then? What can I do to make things better?
Well, you'd have to start doing a thing here and there to gain my favor.
What exactly would that be then? Do you have an example?
It would mean you'd have to start making my dreams come true for a start. If you can do that, I might be able to forget the fact that you don't live up to my standards. I'd let your less than desirable past be something that I would ignore. But it would mean you'd have to be putting a lot more effort in than you are now.
I see. I think I understand what you mean.
For a start, you could send my son the money he deserves before I have to tell you again. I'm glad we could finally start improving our relationship. Thanks for finally making a change.
Wait, I never said I would do that. Don't you understand how that's the one thing I can't do?
What's the big hold-up, Brittany? I've been waiting forever for you to come. What are you doing? Where are you right now?
Was I supposed to be somewhere? I don't remember anything about making plans with you. If we had made plans, I would have remembered, but I don't remember anything like that.
What are you saying? I've been planning this for ages. Everyone's going to be coming over this evening. I'm going to be holding a family event. I want you over here to help me with cleaning and getting everything ready for it. Don't you remember me telling you this? You really need to get your head out of the dirt and pay attention.
But you haven't told me anything about this. How can you expect me to know about this when I didn't even know this event was taking place? Did you do that on purpose? Have you been hiding this from me?
You should have heard about it from Cameron. I let him know the other day. I told him to let you know about it, so why haven't you heard about it yet?
I did hear something like that from him. He did tell me that there was a family event gonna happen. But he didn't tell me anything about you wanting me to come over and help you set things up. Did you want him to tell me that as well? He does sometimes forget things like this. It happens to everyone though, so I don't blame him that much.
Hold on a second there. You don't really think you can trick me like this again, do you? You weren't ever planning on coming over to help me, were you? You did this on purpose!
This isn't what you think it is. Cameron didn't tell me about it. That's all there is to it.
How can I believe you about this? It would be so easy for you to put all the blame on him. There is something I guess you could do to make up for this. I want you to take responsibility and admit that it was your fault for forgetting about this.
But it's really what happened. Why would you expect me to lie about this? How could I have known I was supposed to help you when Cameron didn't tell me anything about it?
You always could have been more careful. You should have been asking him more questions. If you don't pay attention to what's going on around you, you'll just be causing trouble all your life. For example, don't you think you could have been a bit more persistent when you were hearing about the party from Cameron?
Be more persistent? Sorry, I don't understand what you mean by that.
I'm telling you, you could have been asking him more questions. You could have asked if I needed your help. I can see why you didn't graduate college. It's really showing in our conversation.
I'm sorry. I didn't think that it'd be important for me to do that. What do you want me to do next time so something like this doesn't happen again?
If I really have to explain everything to you, so be it. One thing you could have done is ask him immediately if I needed your help after he told you you heard about the event. You could have even given me a call yourself just to make sure. If you did that, it wouldn't even matter if Cameron forgot to tell you. You'd figure it out by asking about it yourself. Is that a good enough explanation for you? I know you aren't the brightest bulb there is.
I understand what you're trying to tell me, and I can understand your point of view. But don't you think you could try to see my point of view in this too?
Excuse me. Are you saying that I'm in the wrong here? Or what are you telling me?
It's nothing, don't worry about it, it's fine. Sorry for being such a bother to you. I'll try not to hurt your feelings from now on.
As long as you understand your place in this, I don't have any problem with you. For now, head over here when you're done with whatever you're doing. If you can't get over here quick enough, I'm not going to be able to have everything ready in time.
Here's the thing. I'm not going to be able to make it to help you. I've already got plans myself today. That means I'm not going to be able to help you.
You have got to be kidding me. What do you mean you already have plans? If you already have plans, then cancel them so you can get over here. I need your help.
This isn't something I can just cancel. I have to be there. Don't you have other people you can contact? I can't be the only one you can rely on to help you. I'm sure your other family members would be happy to help you if you were to give them a call.
Call my family? Why would I need to do that? They're way too high class to be stuck with helping me with this. You're the only one I know who fits the job. I'm not going to drag them into helping me when I have someone like you I can call.
What is that supposed to mean? Are you saying that I'm nothing compared to them, so I should help you?
I guess that's another way you could put it. I haven't even bothered calling anyone else but you for help. They must be busy with their lives, too. So, finish up whatever it is you're doing and make sure to get over here as fast as you can.
But if I'm really the only one you've called to help, don't you think it'd be a good idea to see who else could help you? I'm sure there has to be someone you know who isn't busy at the moment.
You want me to order my other families around just so you can get off scot-free? Don't you think it's the responsibility of those who aren't as mentally gifted to do all the grunt work? If you really want to contribute to this family, you need to get over here and prove your worth. I've heard enough excuses already. If you're going to come over, hurry up and come over already.
But the truth of the matter is, I can't leave what I'm doing right now.
Enough with the excuses! If you're really going to be this persistent about this, why don't you never come back to my place ever again? Do you really want that to happen? To never be allowed on my property again?
Okay, I understand the situation. I'll be on my way over. You'll see me soon enough.
It's about time you started listening to reason. Make sure you hurry up and get here too. We need to make sure to have enough time to do everything.
You'll see me soon.
Oh, but before you get here, I need you to buy a few things.
What do you want me to buy? Do you have something in mind?
I'm gonna need food for the gathering. I'd first buy some steaks. My oldest son loves steak. Make sure it isn't the cheap stuff either. I want him to really enjoy the meal we have. But Cameron is more of a fish kind of guy, so make sure you buy some salmon for him too. Get some chicken for my daughter as well. She doesn't really like beef or fish, so I need to make sure she has something too.
That's kind of a lot more than I was expecting. I thought it'd be a few simple items. If I'm gonna get all of this, it's gonna take me some time to get it. If it's okay with you, it might take me some time to get there if I have to buy all of this.
Well, don't try to waste any more time. I need you to get here as soon as possible. After you get here, you'll be busy with cleaning and getting everything set up. There's no time to lose. Don't be late.
I'll be there as soon as I can. If we're gonna be working together, can you let me know what you're gonna be in charge of? I want to know how we can divide our work up to be as efficient as possible.
Divide our work. That's funny. I don't remember saying anything about this being a team effort. I'm not going to be doing anything. I'm here to monitor your work, not to help you with it.
You aren't gonna do anything at all? But this is your event. You're gonna put all the work on my shoulders?
Why wouldn't I? It's not right for someone like me to be forced to do all this work. You should be thanking me for giving you this opportunity. I'm offering you a chance here. I'd be grateful if I was you.
This isn't gonna work. I can't be put in charge of all of this alone. If it's just me doing all the work, there's no way we're gonna be able to be ready in time. You didn't even offer to pay me back for the food I was providing. Don't you think having me do all of this is a bit ridiculous? Don't you see the problem here?
From my point of view, I don't see any problems. You're Cameron's wife, right? It's your job to work so he gets to be happy. That's your duty as his wife. Don't give me any back talk.
But why do you want to put me through this? Why am I the only one who has to endure this treatment?
I've told you over and over. Do I have to tell you again? You're just a high school graduate with no prospects, and your parents are poor. It's thanks to Cameron that you have it as good as you do. You'd be nothing if you didn't marry him. If I'm supposed to have you around, then it's only fair that you show your gratitude by proving your worth.
Prove my worth? But what does that have to do with this?
It means you deserve to go through all of this. I'm not just gonna let you marry into wealth without earning it.
But that wasn't my goal in the first place.
Really? I've got to say I'm not convinced. But don't worry, you don't have to hide the truth anymore. You'll be doing plenty to prove yourself, so you can be as honest as you like. I'm gonna be heading to a friend's place. I'm not gonna be there when you arrive. When you've finished everything, just let me know.
I understand.
Hey, what was that all about? I couldn't stop laughing after I saw what happened. It was so funny. Oh, it's one thing to cry so dramatically, but for you to run out of the house, it was hilarious.
What was so strange about it? You saw what happened to me. They treated me like a dog just to make fun of me. I knew we didn't get along, but why didn't you even bother to stop them? I didn't deserve that kind of treatment. How could you laugh along with everyone like that?
It's not my fault when you were the one being so rude to everyone else there. If you don't want to be made a fool of, I'd suggest you stop being such a baby over nothing.
But you saw what happened, didn't you? How could I sit there and say nothing when they were doing all of that? You made me break my back in order for the food to be ready in time for the gathering. It's because of me that there was as much food to eat as there was. Did you hear what they said to me?
What could they have said that would have made you act like that?
They said the food tasted off and that I must have made a mistake. After doing everything I could to make sure this event would go well, they went and treated me like an idiot.
You can't blame them for being right, though. Even I thought the food tasted off. They're only used to the best, so what you made couldn't compare.
But they don't have to go as far as saying that I'm a bad cook. I've made these dishes for years, and yet they kept saying it tasted off without telling me what the problem was. And when I told them to knock it off, they told me that a stupid dog like me doesn't know what I'm talking about.
You can't expect them to treat you kindly if you go and tell them they're the ones in the wrong. If you want to be treated right, you should listen to what they're telling you and not complain.
I can take criticism, but I don't want them to call me names because they don't like my food. And why can't I defend myself when they were calling me all those terrible things?
Do you realize whose house you were eating dinner at? You can't just be rude because you don't like the other guests. It's my dinner you were eating.
Your dinner? Even though I did all the work of buying and making it? How can you call it yours when it was me who did all the work? If I'm going to be treated like that, I'm not going to sit there and act like it's nothing. I was already exhausted from having to clean the house and make the food in the first place. If they're going to treat me like that, it's going to push me over the edge.
Do you think complaining even more is going to make me take your side on this? You're really something else, you know that. You really don't know your place.
I worked hard so we could all have a nice night, even though we don't get along that well. But if this is going to happen even when I worked so hard, don't expect me to do this again. I'm not coming to your place after this. I'm fed up being treated like a stranger. Don't bother inviting me to come over anymore. I'm not going to do it.
Excuse me. Do you realize what you're saying?
This has gone on for far too long. I don't have any other choice but to do this. There's no reason to head over if I'm only going to be teased and made fun of. I deserve to be treated like an equal and not like your family's slave. I never wanted to go to your place in the first place. I was only doing it to be thoughtful.
After everything I've done for you, you think you can act like you're the victim here? You're the wife of Cameron. You don't get a say in what you deserve and what you don't. It's your job to do whatever I say without talking back. It's your duty for marrying into this family.
I'm not going to sit by and take this treatment any longer. This isn't going to continue. I thought it was for the best to be quiet so we could all get along. I realize now that was a mistake.
Don't get ahead of yourself. Are you actually upset at me and my family right now? If you go through with this, you won't be able to take this back. You sure you're okay with that?
If anything, I'm relieved I finally did this. It's about time I stood up for myself. There was nothing I could do that was ever going to change this. You don't know how happy I am to know that I won't have to go to your house anymore. Things are looking up for me.
Looking up? Do you even realize how good you have it? Open your eyes and look at how much I've done for you.
You were the one who was calling me dramatic. I've been thinking about what you've been saying and I realized something. For all your talk about being a rich and wealthy family, you certainly don't seem to be that different from others. Why do you act so high and mighty when you're just like everyone else?
What are you saying? Don't try and make a fool out of me. You're only Cameron's wife and you say that. Apologize to me now.
No thanks, I'm good. I'm just letting you know the truth is all. I'm not going to be your little helper any longer either. I'm not going to be a pushover any longer.
I'm warning you. You aren't going to like what happens next. This is your last chance. Apologize while I still allow you to. You won't get any more chances after this.
Didn't you hear what I just said? I'm not a pushover anymore. Your threats don't have any effect on me anymore. I guess your age is really showing.
Oh, really? If that's the case, then you're not needed any longer. I'm going to let Cameron know what you've told me. He won't keep you around when he hears about this.
Oh, really? That's great news. Thanks for the help. I knew I could count on you. It's nice for you to do me a favor for once.
Do you even know what position you are in right now?
Yeah, I do. That's why I'm so excited about this. I'm heading off then. I don't want to stick around here any longer.
I know you're dull, but do you even understand what you're saying? This isn't going to end well for you.
I'll be fine. I'm not like you. I'm not doing this on a whim either. I'm completely good with this. I'll let Cameron know we're getting a divorce. I'll move back home for the time being. Then I'll finally be free from all of this.
I knew you were never grateful for anything I ever did. It doesn't matter. Do whatever the heck you want. You'll see how wrong you are. You'll see how big of a mistake this is.
I'm sure I will. Thanks for the last piece of advice. So long.
Brittany, I need to talk to you.
What do you want?
Don't you think you were a little upset last time we talked? I don't think we need to make this affect our relationship. I wanted to see if you were doing okay.
I've known you for years, and this is the first time you've ever cared about my health. I'm shocked you even bothered to message me.
You seem well. Have things been going well for you?
It is. It's been a while since I felt this good. After getting a divorce from Cameron, it's like all the weight on my shoulders was lifted. It feels great.
You guys really went through with the divorce then. I have a favor that I need you to do for me.
And what could that be, I wonder?
I want you to try to make things work out with Cameron. Can you give him another chance?
Why do you bring that up? I thought I wasn't even good enough for him. Isn't that what you always said? I thought you'd be so happy to hear about it.
Well, it's just that I didn't really know what was going on between you two.
Oh, you finally heard about it? It's about time.
It's true. I learned about it the other day. I thought Cameron was employed this entire time. Was he really unemployed this entire time?
That's right. He never was pulling his weight. He's just a no-job loser.
But he used to work for that one business, didn't he? Why did he quit? I tried asking Cameron about this, but he refused to talk about it.
It is like him to not want to talk about it. He was always a low performer at work. He couldn't compete with his other coworkers. He was always overshadowed by others. He couldn't handle seeing everyone else around him get promotions while he was stuck in the same place. It must have hurt his ego too much that he decided to leave. It's not surprising he decided to quit. He's always tried to prove himself to others. It must have been too embarrassing to stay.
So that's what happened. I never knew that you were the one that was supporting him this entire time. I feel bad for him.
You feel bad for him. He could have stayed and kept his job if he wanted to. But he let his ego get in the way instead of improving himself. Instead, he decided to leech off of my paycheck while he got to stay at home.
That's what I wanted to ask you about. I was curious about your job. And how much do you make from your work?
It's about $90,000. It's nothing special. It's the perfect wage for someone like me who doesn't have a husband anymore.
You make that much? But how can you manage that? Are you sure you're not lying about this? This seems fishy.
I don't have a reason to lie about this. What are you so shocked about? Music has been part of my life ever since I was little. I've always loved to play the piano since when I was a little kid. I started my own business where I teach other kids like me about music and how to play the piano.
Wow, I never knew you were involved in something like that. I always thought you were working at some sort of call center.
Well, Cameron always wanted to be the one who made more than me. He told me to not tell anyone about my business. He always wanted to have a good image. But now that he's out of the picture, I don't need to hide that from anyone any longer.
It's amazing you have the skills to have your own business. I want to apologize for never realizing how much you were doing for Cameron and I.
I see you've finally come around and started to see things from my point of view. Are you saying that you're regretting what you did?
That's right. I realize now that the things I said and did to you wasn't right of me. I wanted to thank you for taking care of Cameron this whole time while he didn't have a job. It must have been tough for you to hide all of this just to protect his image.
I don't want to hear an apology from you. I don't need that right now. It took all of me to keep everything okay for Cameron and your family. You have no idea how much I try to make sure that our relationship worked out. But Cameron and I are over now. I see now that it was never going to work out between us.
I understand. Thanks for taking care of him all this time. I see now that you were really a capable person all along.
I just did what I had to. I didn't do this because I wanted someone to compliment me.
I can see now that you do belong as part of the family. So what do you say? Can you rethink this whole thing? Can you try to get back with Cameron?
That is not going to happen. I've already made my decision.
But why not? Can you at least give me a reason?
Do you remember what I had to go through? Do you have any idea of the things I had to go through? There's no way I'm ever risking living in that kind of toxic environment again.
But we'll be different from now on. You can expect things to be better now. You'll be treated the way you should have always been treated. So please just think about it.
Even if that was true, it doesn't change what I had to go through. It doesn't change anything you did either. I'm not going to forgive you for this.
Don't say things like that. I know we can change. I'll treat you like the daughter-in-law you deserve to be treated like. I'll treat you like family.
I don't need your approval anymore. No matter how much you apologize, it doesn't change how I feel about you. If you really are sorry for everything you did, you'll leave me alone and not talk to me anymore.
Please, I see now that I was wrong, that I shouldn't have been so cruel. I see where I was wrong. I see that it wasn't right. I want you back.
Good for you. That doesn't change how I feel. Besides, wasn't it 5 days ago that you laughed at me for defending myself at dinner? You wouldn't stand up for me then. Why would you stand up for me now? If you cared about me at all, you would have changed long before I decided to leave. But you were always the same. You haven't changed a bit from the first day I met you. It's not only you that I'm sick of. I'm sick of your entire family. Especially Cameron. He was just as selfish as you were.
Don't give up on us. We will be better. Give us a chance and we'll prove we've changed.
You just won't give up, will you? But it's too late to change what you've done. You had plenty of chances to change. I've given up on you. It's about time you give up on me.
But I can't give up on you. I need you.
Then I'll have to block you then. Goodbye forever.
Please, we can work this out. If you give us the chance, we can talk all of this out.
Even after blocking her, she wouldn't give up on trying to contact me. She even went as far as going to my parents' house. They wouldn't give her a chance to speak. They left her to stand at the porch. After that, things went quieter than I'd ever imagined they would. Things have been going well at my work, and I'm glad to be doing what I love. It's fun to see the kids grow to love music just like I did. I was even able to meet a man my age interested in not only the piano, but in me as well. We've been dating for 6 months now, and it's been a lot of fun spending time with him. I don't know if we'll ever get married, but things are finally looking up for me.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed it, leave a like and subscribe to see more videos like this in the future.